What's up, everybody? It's your boy GlowStick, and there is some YouTube drama with the group 2Hype. If you don't know who 2Hype is, it's a group of individuals who post a lot of different content, very similar to this channel, but it's just a group of guys that all moved in together, use their fan bases to kind of help each other grow. And it looked like for a while that they were really, going to the next level. A lot of their channels hit over 1 million followers. I know personally, I watched a few of them prior to them joining the house, and I saw that, their subscriber counts absolutely skyrocket by being part of the group here. And a lot of drama has been happening lately. Several people have been kicked out or left the group. You never know. You get both sides of the story there. You get to kind of decide what you think took place. Saying that, I mean, there is a lot of drama going on. Just, a little bit of a background story. Jester is, I guess, the leader of the group. He is a NBA 2K YouTuber, and his name is getting absolutely bashed right now for turning into a straight businessman, not caring about his buddies, and just kind of taking all of the money from my perspective of it. There's a guy by the name of LSK who is apparently just absolutely disrespecting everybody in the group, and I haven't seen, people get called out like this in the 2K community since L and U got called out, and these are the guys that called out Lost and Unbound. If you don't know who that is, he was arguably the biggest 2K YouTuber at the time, and these people completely just bashed his name for not paying an editor. Almost made it seem like he had a sweatshop going on, which in my opinion, I can kind of understand the fact that he was not paying the editor what he needed to be, but at the same time, the editor was willing to edit those videos. So you can't, there's two sides to that story as well. I'm not really going to jump into that one as well. If you want me to, to make a video of what happened to Lost and Unbound and where he is at today, I would love to do that as well. But let's just talk about this for a second. You have these two big 2K YouTubers that moved in. You also had Zach, who was also a YouTuber, but also a Twitch person. And then you had TDPresents. I personally have been watching TDPresents since he had like 50,000 subscribers. The guy has been a very genuine guy. He doesn't start any drama in any of his videos as far as I know, but he has came out and just straight up said that, like, this group, I don't want anything to do with them anymore. They took advantage of me. They said that they made me, but if you look at TDPresents prior to all of him joining 2Hype, he was averaging like 200,000 views a video. In my opinion, I think he was the most successful YouTuber before going into the field, and he was a Madden YouTuber going into a 2K field. So he's bringing a whole different, group of individuals to 2Hype there as far as following goes, and he was trying to, reap the benefits of having the 2K YouTubers bring in their followers to him. So, they were kind of using each other in that sense. And anyways, like, long story short, his mom got sick. He ended up, doing some things that were outside of YouTube, and they decided, they wanted to just part ways with him. From my understanding, he did not know that this was going to take place. Usually if you're an employer and you're going to fire somebody, you kind of give them a little heads up after a year, be like, hey, I need you to work on this, I need you to do this. And if they don't change at that point, then yeah, I understand letting someone go. But from my understanding, he had absolutely no notice, and in my opinion, he gave as much to the group as he got back. He came in with, I think, a couple 100,000 followers there, and he was averaging a crazy amount of views per video. So it really didn't make any sense for them just to let him go. It almost seems like they used him once they gained his followers, and they just kicked him to the curb, to be honest with you. But a lot of drama going on. All of these guys have been uploading like 40-minute videos. It all started off with a tweet by a guy by the name of Mopi. Now, Mopi completely reaped the benefits, in my opinion, with him joining 2Hype. He was Jester's friend from like preschool or something like that. And now the two of them are no longer talking. They apparently don't want anything to do with each other. Jester has came out and said like, hey, like Mopi has like a mental illness kind of situation, and completely throwing his name to the curb. I mean, you don't talk about stuff like that as far as the internet. You don't just bash people in that sense, because I mean, when you're in a situation, you know, that's just something you don't talk about. That's something that should definitely stay off camera. I don't really know the whole Mopi situation. Maybe he is going through some stuff, but I just have to say that he definitely, you know, if he is, that is something that needs to stay off the internet. And the fact that he contacted his parents or his mom and his brother or something like that and started talking to him about that, that's absolutely uncalled for in my opinion. But Mopi, I mean, yes, he completely reaped the benefits of being in the group. He's now got, you know, 1 million followers. But from his side of the story, I did watch his like 40-minute video. He talks about each person and how disrespectful they were to him. He seems like, you know, all these guys started off as friends, I guess to say, and it just went straight business, and he felt like he was being used in the whole situation there. Which, I mean, let's be honest, if you are a business owner, you know, you do have to have that fine line of being a business owner and a friend. As far as that goes, business should come first. However, from my understanding, is he was doing as much or more work than anybody else in the group as far as being into their videos and whatnot, and he was not receiving, you know, a fair share and just being treated disrespectfully. Another thing is TD was talking about how they said that he wasn't doing anything, which I already said that I already feel like they completely abused him in that sense. But he was the guy that was in charge of paying all the bills. Like, I'll just be honest with you, like, that is a lot of hassle, just remembering each day what needs to be paid and by what times. He apparently was paying the bills when he moved away and was taking care of his mom, which is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. I think that definitely, you know, that should have been split between like the 6 people that lived in the house. But that's, you know, beyond the matter. He was definitely, you know, that is work, to be honest with you. Granted, it might not be on the internet, but he is actually, you know, working for the group there. And I just think that, you know, a lot of this is just blowing up. I'm curious to see what the future holds. A lot of y'all know maybe who KKES is, or That Walker. That Walker was also in the group, but they're all actually living in Florida right now, about 15 minutes apart. And I kind of think that they're going to start their own little group as well, which I'm kind of excited about, because in my opinion, those are the 3 most genuine Madden guys besides Toke out there. So I'm kind of excited to see, you know, what kind of content they can produce. I think that they're definitely more genuine people. But from Mopi's video, they're saying that, you know, too hype, their head's gotten way too big. They think that they're, you know, bigger than everybody else, they're better than everybody else. And I'm just kind of curious to see what's going to, you know, lead up to this point. Because if you look at, you know, throughout the years, Team 10, for instance, you know, when they had a big falling out, that was you know, a big situation, and that really hurt them as far as viewers goes. I kind of wonder, with all this drama, if Too Hype's going to completely die off as well, kind of like how LNU died off. I mean, if people stopped watching LNU just because he didn't pay an editor, like, just think about all these people leaving a group because they feel like they're not getting compensated for their work. I mean, I feel like this is so much worse, in my opinion, than the LNU situation. So I'm very curious to see, you know, what keeps taking place. Apparently Mopi's still under contract, so he can't completely, you know, reveal all the specific details of what is taking place. But TD, I mean, he straight up, he doesn't start any drama or anything like that. His video seems very genuine. He's just like, you know, you guys are accusing me of stuff that didn't take place, such as like him being with LSK's girlfriend or something like that. But the fact that he was living there and there was nothing said until this point, until, you know, he's came out and it's just like, yeah, I mean, they did me wrong too kind of situation. I'm very interested to see what takes place Los, who was another guy on the team, which he didn't really produce a whole lot of YouTube content. I'll just be honest with you. He was more of a streamer. When I did follow the group, because I did follow them since the beginning there, I always felt like Los was kind of being lazy as far as the YouTube content that he produced, but apparently his main focus is on Twitch. I personally don't really follow anybody on Twitch, so I can't, you know, say he wasn't doing anything there. And I also saw him in a lot of the other guys' videos, but he just sat there and he broke down, you know, the 3 hours of just talking about what took place and all that good stuff. So I'm very curious to see, you know, his side of the story. To be honest with you, I haven't watched the 3 hours there, but to me, he always seemed like, you know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Los. I feel like he might have been a little bit into the business as well, even though he now is no longer part of Too Hype. That's just my vibe of him. I could be completely wrong. He could be, you know, an awesome guy. If he ends up watching this, you know, just let me know if you ticked off at me. I don't know. But anyways, like, that's kind of my input as far as this group goes. I think that you have, you know, TD, who is completely abused. I think that Mopi, you know, he did reap some benefits, but he was absolutely abused as far as time goes. Now that he is no longer part of the group, I think that he can really use his platform to really benefit him from here on out. And then as far as Los goes, I mean, if you're really big into Twitch, man, just keep doing you. I mean, you don't have to deal with the extra, you know, work that you had to do as far as YouTube goes for the other guys. Now granted, you know, they're all in the same field, so it's going to kind of hurt them. There's, you know, a lot of name bashing and whatnot. I think the biggest people that are going to be impacted by this is just the Too Hype group. From my understanding, nobody is, you know, ticked off at Cash Nasty. I know a lot of people know who Cash Nasty is. From my understanding, he is still a genuine guy. A lot of people still like him. The guys that, you know, left the group didn't, you know, bash his name or anything like that. So I don't want to, you know, Cash Nasty, keep doing you. As far as LSK and Jesser goes, we're just going to have to see, you know, what takes place down the road here, because I'm very intrigued by, you know, what's going to take place. If Too Hype's going to end up dying off, time will tell. I feel like that they're definitely going to have to target maybe some new YouTubers, bring them into the Too Hype group, you know, build up a little, just a fresh start, you know, build up their name a little bit, bring in some new guys, some new inventions, whatever. But if they don't change, you know, their business model, I am afraid that the situation is just going to get worse, and I could see that this group not being a group a year from now. Let me know what you think. Let me know, you know, what you think is going to end up taking place with this group. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Take care.